plan, and all you can do right now is show some fight.
I'd take a drop if I was them. Forget playing out lies. I don't even know golf.
Oh, Cottonwood, nice move, can't finish. For the character of their players, they will come out and fight here as Brunson lays it up and in. As we send it over to Lisa.
Yeah, Mike, C.J. McCollum just came out of the locker room and looked at me and said, hey, I did not see it going down like this tonight. And none of us did. And he said, it's hard. He said, guys are obviously disappointed and really hate to see this happen with the special run that the Hawks have had since the All-Star break. He said, and I asked him if it was okay. He said yes. He said the Knicks kind of started to take away their spirit in Game 4 with their defensive adjustments. He said, when we can't run, we just haven't been able to be effective. But we win together, we lose together. Let's take this butt whooping like men, he said. No getting into it with the Knicks or the officials. Let's just finish this half and move on.
Excellent report, Lisa. Thank you. In not an easy thing to discuss is Bridges, and they just keep pouring it on. Now, he's got 24 points in 21 minutes. They've opened up here with a 10-0 run, and it's now a 57-point lead. Risacher starting.
They both bought out the belts. It was like when your mom gets home and when your dad gets home. You're going to be in trouble.
You wonder if there was going to be a let-up, and Bridges makes 3 shots in 60 seconds coming out of the locker room.
Anunoby on a nice feed up a point that teams, every once in a while, teams just have a night where you have nothing. Now, this is an extreme of that. And a big part of it is you're facing a team that is playing near perfect basketball. Teams in the East, certainly in the second half of the season. And to have, the season possibly end with the taste in your mouth is so unpleasant for them.
Tough to watch for them. They were 26-11 down the stretch of the season to earn their way into the 6th spot.
So free throws for Anunoby. It's just the long looks. And then at the other end of the spectrum, the Knicks, who, again, after team in trouble, and this is what the Knicks have done all season. They've had some really uneven stretches where they didn't play good basketball. A couple of games against big teams like Detroit where they were manhandled. But every time they had one of those stretches, they were basketball. They just weren't as consistent during the regular season as certainly Mike Brown wanted them to be. But they have now, this is the 3rd straight game where they have played just spectacular team basketball. Josh Hart, double figures. They have 99 points, and there's still 21 minutes to go. McCollum lays it up and in. Probably only be Mike Brown will put the subs in and maybe let them play for a whole 4th quarter, depending how it goes. Risacher just holding Anunoby.
And one of the byproducts of
Josh Hart thought about it. Shot clock winding down. Hart makes his move. Kicks it out. Brunson. Corner 3 is down. Hawks his move. Out. Brunson can't get it. Puts it back up and in. You bring up.
Go up and down. That's where you need your teammates to pick you up. You have to have self-esteem. That means you have to believe in yourself. But when you're playing against other professionals and you just feel like nothing's flowing, 100% you can lose confidence.
Great footwork again from Jalen Brunson.
He just got his first field goal. He's 1 for 4. He does have 10 free throws and 10 rebounds. But for him to hit his first field goal and for this to be a 60-point game.
If I told you before the game that Karl Anthony Towns would have his first field goal at the start of the 3rd quarter and they'd be up 60, you would have said that's unlikely.
But it's incredible how a series can change with just one game. Hawks were feeling so confident. And Johnson knocks that one down. The ball off the side of the rim. Risacher lays it up and in. Jalen Johnson's come out here. He's getting after it here in the 3rd quarter, and that's what you want to see from your team lead. Let's Google search how to broadcast an NBA blowout.
Well, luckily, Mike, we got Tim here that's willing to break down this last quarter and a half at an elite level.
Yes. Yes. Well, Johnson pulls up, jump shot. And again, that's the thought I had. Great player, but showing his teammates, yeah, we're getting waxed here. but we're going to still play hard. That's what you need from your main guy.
Oh, this is all about pride. This is all about pride. This is less about the name on the front of the jersey as it is the name on the back of the jersey.
Brunson looking, fires a pass. Anunoby drives and draws the foul. His ability to put the ball on.
You now have to close out and honor it, so it makes that first step quicker. He is so good at taking the ball down low as he sweeps through, and he's so strong. He can play through that initial contact on his wrist or the basketball, get into the lane, get by you, go make a play at the rim.
Points, 7 rebounds, 11 of 14 from the field in just 27 minutes.
Anunoby and Bridges check out of the game with a combined 53 points on 21 for 25 from the field.
Here's Kuminga. Back out, Buddy Hield flips it up off the glass. Well, Buddy Hield throughout his career, acquired from Golden State earlier this season. Josh Hart. And that ends. Nothing. I get nothing.
I just, you know.
Oh, what a pass. Beautiful advanced pass. And Clarkson lays it up and in. His playmaking has been so good. He's got 8 assists again. Already has a triple-double in this series.
That's the Magic Johnson. One bounce, Clarkson. All he has to do is catch that, lay that in.
Towns whips a pass to Clarkson. Clarkson.
Like what we are seeing, you do feel for the Atlanta fans. You feel this team is better than this performance. And I think that's the part as Buddy Hield knocks down a 3. Mike going to have got bigger fish to fry than this second half.
That pass from Karl Anthony Towns gives him his second triple-double of the series. His first 2 playoff triple-doubles. Kuminga. And McBride. Well, fortunately for everybody involved, there has not been a lot of fouls here to stop the clock here this third quarter.
They should go running clock.
McBride can't hit. Kuminga, tough catch, flips it out to Vincent. And Johnson off the mark.
And it might not look like it when this game ends, but the Atlanta Hawks felt like they have something that they are building on, particularly with a young star, emerging star in Jalen Johnson. You add Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Cleveland and Toronto, the big game 6. Lakers and Rockets, the big game 6. What a night that's going to be. As Clarkson will shoot the free throw. Jordan Clarkson, in his good relationship with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, wanted to be a part of a team that had a chance for a championship. And he's had his ups and downs in and out of the road. Become a defensive rebounding spark as well. It really kind of changed his game just to get more minutes.
Well, that's what you have to do, especially as you get a little bit older. As you get a little bit older, yes.
Alexander Walker steps back, shot off the mark. Kuminga trying to hold on and does. This evening started with such a nice little ceremony for Alexander. The Timberwolves loved him, but because of salary cap restrictions, they had a choice between signing Alexander Walker and Naz Reid. And Reid obviously was an important part, and they had some other goals. Superb.
You don't see too many guys bust through the ceiling of what you think a guy is offensively the way that he did this year. The defense has always been exceptional, but that offense, to kick that up to 20 a game and be that...
The part of the team, and an important part that went to back-to-back conference finals in the West.
Yeah, and what I like about it is that his defense didn't really drop off. Still a very good defender, and that's difficult to be an elite two-way defender and average 20 points a game.
Ariel Hukporti has not been a regular part of the rotation, but occasionally he's had some stretches where he started with Mitchell Robinson having some injury woes, and a good defensive player. Meanwhile, how about Mike Brown? One of the impressive parts of what he's done this year is not afraid to change things and not afraid to...
The best way to do things, the really great coaches have the ability to be able to change on the fly, and it's certainly been better for the Knicks.
Mogay, nice pass. Kuminga with the finish.
Well, I think Kuminga fits in well with their style and what they're trying to do here, which is get out and run and get in the open floor, and that's truly when he's going to excel.
Alvarado, a rainbow. As we wind down the third quarter, Alvarado, a midseason acquisition, as Kuminga knocks it down. There have been so many. Alvarado steps back, tries another. Alvarado steps back. This grab there from Gabe Vincent.
Well, I will. Tons of complimentary players around him. But if you were to say one thing that this team needs, and it was very evident in this Knicks series, they need to add some size, need to add some rebounding.
Well, Jock Landale, who they acquired during the season, they had to have. And they absolutely would have helped the Hawks. Vincent flips it up, shot won't go. Well, we have the largest lead after bounce. And the great Clyde Frazier is with Lisa Salters.
Thank you, Mike. Clyde, your broadcast partner, Mike Breen, was saying earlier he's done a lot of playoff games. He's never seen a first half, a game dominated by a team like this. Have you ever seen?
Just starting going through Cat and not relying on Brunson so much. And OG has been magnificent. I mean, he's really taken over. And Bridges is also playing well tonight. But their defense has been riveting. The Hawks have not been able to get uncontested shots.
Yeah, and you touched on it. Their coaches, Game 4, really kind of took the spirit away from this Hawks team. Just what did you see?
They're lacking leadership. You know, the first 3 games, it was CJ. He was stepping up. And then, you know, so they've been struggling with finding leadership. And what has happened with the Knicks? Brunson has stepped up, Cat has stepped up, OG has stepped up, so they've got all these players playing well now.
If you were part of this team, what would you say to this Hawks team when you see them in the locker room?
Last year with the Pistons also had us, you know, when they went to Detroit, they knew what, but they didn't know how. So that's where the Hawks are this year, lacking that experience. So next year they're going to be better.
Now for the Knicks.
Well, just pick your poison. I like the Celtics. I think we can match up well with them. The Knicks have to deny them in transition. And right now, the way they're playing, I think they can do it.
And he was on the very last championship team for the Knicks way back in 1973.
Did you call that series, Mike?
I was just a young lad.
25.
Okongwu cannot get it to go. And Ariel Hutporty and Mo Diawara in the game. Kispert, Johnson, Okongwu, McCollum, and Kuminga. So it's interesting in this situation for Quinn Snyder, and there's a lot of reasons why coaches do things. Kuminga gets inside. The Knicks have emptied their bench, 9:44 to go.
Player down the road.
And taking them out one at a time, the star players they get, and again, I'm sure the Hawks fans not in the mood for an ovation, but a well-deserved ovation for what a great season they had. Obviously ends in the worst possible way, but it really was a terrific season for these.
The way they rallied the second half of the season, the defense, picking up Kuminga, making major trades. Trae Young had been the face of this franchise since he was drafted. So for them to make the changes that they did, to perform the way they did, deserve an applause.
Yeah, RJ, what you said is important. They didn't just change personnel. They changed the face of their franchise and their entire identity since Trae Young came to Atlanta. That's a lot to process. Veteran leadership at the point guard position. And as I said, they closed the season 26-11.
Their general manager, Ansi Saleh, did an excellent job. All those changes and a lot of young players, and most of them under contract. The McCollum addition was the general manager. He's worked in a bunch of different places, and now this is his second year in charge of the operation here.
And I feel like, look, I think C.J. McCollum, I won't say he raised his value. I think he would just what he does in these moments. He is definitely a person that the Atlanta Hawks have prioritized, in my opinion, on bringing back. The veteran leadership, the passing, just a calming presence.
Shamet, Diawara. That one in and out. Keaton Wallace, the older brother of Cason Wallace. Kispert connects on one at a time. Quinn Snyder taking out his starters. Mike Brown has done that already. Still 8.5 minutes to go. Sohan, nice move. Sohan, Knicks picked up after the spurt. Mike Brown has loved his defensive prowess. Could get some spot duty, not in the rotation now. Diawara is the interesting player for this team. A rookie from France. Shamet knocks it down.
And Shamet, guy that had such an outstanding season, and then an injury changed things up for him at the end of the year, and the return of Miles McBride.
Risacher puts that one in. And Risacher in 2024 has not played a lot in this series, but he just turned 21 years old this month. Had a solid rookie season. Not played as much this season as Huckporty gets it inside. And a 3-second violation call on Huckporty.
Regardless if the Knicks are up 100, I am locked in.
Now they're saying it's a 3-second.
Okay, obviously I haven't been paying attention as much as I thought I would.
Wallace picks it up. Pacome Dadier's come on for the first time, so extended minutes for the bench in a blowout game for the Knicks. Who will they play in the second round? Philadelphia and Boston playing right now in a game 6. Dadier, another Frenchman, smooth looking jump. Well, this, as we said earlier in the first half, this series a perfect example on how you can never overreact to a win or a loss in the playoff.
Full of TVs in there. Always couple sets on the hockey for Chuck, so he can keep an eye on his Flyers. Those guys are a lot of fun, man. It's good to be partnered with them.
It was great to be partnered with them and just working with Ernie. Ernie's an absolute legend. Me and Kenny got into an argument.
Diawara, Shamet, Kolek, Sohan, and Dadier in there right now. Wallace guarding Shamet. Risacher had it poked away. So what have you guys have seen from Risacher? Obviously, didn't play as much this year. We talked about it a little bit before. But he's just still so...
of expectation and scrutiny comes with that. He actually played pretty well his rookie year, all things considered, as a shooter at the time, playing off of Trae Young. They've gone in a different direction now. But he's got to really tighten up his handle, and he's got to get a lot stronger. Wore on, and they went in a different direction as we got closer to the playoffs.
And it also it can help development mentally. But when you bring in C.J. McCollum, when you bring in Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who had the year he had, all of a sudden you're trying to win in Atlanta Hawks as a team. But for him, there was valuable developmental time that was lost. Most #1 picks go out there and they toss him the ball and say, figure it out over a couple of...
For the Knicks tonight, what sticks out for you?
I think for me, it was the intensity defensively that they started this game with. I mean, the shot making was incredible, but for me, none of that is possible if they're taking the ball out of the net. They were able to get heart and soul away from the Atlanta Hawks with their inability to get open.
The Knicks defense set the tone from the...
And if you want to put something on tape to make your case that you're a championship team, we just watched it of how well they played in this game.
You know, and this is what they're going to need moving forward. Again, for Atlanta, you're looking forward to next season and building on it. For the Knicks, you're going to take this into another series. His confidence looks back to his normal self, being aggressive. The way they're playing with Karl Anthony Towns and threw him on the elbow. The amount of...
Will be judged meant nothing. For them, it's all about the postseason. Finals or bust seem to be the frequent cry after that conference finals appearance last year against Indiana.
Philadelphia, a ton of playoff experience amongst their veteran group. So it's going to be certainly a different type of challenge than taking on, a younger Hawks team without going through this before.
We're anticipating what was going to be a fun, thrilling game. Turned out the most points the Knicks have ever scored in a playoff game. They're shooting 60%. But as we said,